That's reconnected.
Yeah,
Wow.
you were like crackling up for a second, and I was like, oh crap, is that my internet? And I checked, and I was like, oh crap, is that my internet? And I
Okay,
checked,
we're
and I
good.
was like,
All right. Um. Yeah, so I feel like they hit the theming right, and I want to hear the music just to see how well it fit. Oh, it was just battling music. I
was it Battle-It music?
Yeah, so it starts with the old site awake.
Okay, that's what I figured it was gonna be the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Actually degrades it.
Yeah, that doesn't really live up to kind of the feel I'd expect from it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that actually might take it down for me. Because it doesn't feel in place.
Mm-hmm.
Like that actually, I said it wasn't gonna affect it that much, but it does. Um, that just feels so out of place
Yeah.
that I actually think I'm gonna put it here now, below Star Jump, because that's a difference of theming right there.
To me, I'd I'd still put it above Star Jump because I think the visuals work really well. Man, I was hoping for something more
I think it should have been
like
awake the whole time. If it was
melon.
awake the whole time, it would have stayed where it was.
Yeah, yeah. That oh man, that's
Wow.
unfortunate. Uh, yeah, I'm putting it at a low 6. Um, even that feels like generous.
Yeah, that's that. I at first I was just gonna put it below Temple of the Kevin's, but then I'm like, theming wise Space Jam Fever Dream and Star Jump, or gameplay wise Space Jam Fever Dream and theming wise Star Jump seem like they're just doing better.
Hmm. You know what? I'm putting it behind the circus. I think the gameplay carried the circus.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. I'm pretty close to doing that, but um, I feel it. I'm just not a circus guy.
Yeah, that's fair. The circus
It's
is
very
so
close
out
though.
of place.
These two are very close. There's a clear difference between those and Secret Temple and the Singularity, though. I think
Hmm.
so much so that they might get a new tier eventually, but not sure yet.
Yeah, it's hard because I'm looking at this because like I know once we get to the later lobbies, like a lot more are gonna be in the 7, 8, 9, and it feels like I may need to uncrown 5 and 6 into like 4, 5.
Yeah, I'm thinking Secret Temple and the Singularity are going to be prime candidates to move, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. We've got Chill Out Mountain, which I guess is the last. Yes,
Okay, so you didn't
another.
have a dash here, right?
You don't. I think there was a later lobby one that did have a dash. This one did not.
Custom music, very good.
Yeah, this music was
Um,
so relaxing for
I
what it was.
remember there's a couple other ones that I'm remembering off the top of my head that were slightly better. Um, but this is just like this is definitely one of the ones that stood out for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those
Interesting concept.
levels you see and like you just remember it.
Yeah, which is it means you did well. So it's still Celeste because there's bubbles here and there's climbing.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it doesn't have a dash, it's still interesting. Here's the first time you're going to need to jump off of a bubble, or you could just not. Never mind, but you probably can. It's probably how we did it, if I
I
had to
I
guess.
think I might have maybe you skipped the bubble. I don't know.
Is that cool strawberry using the bubble there?
Yeah, very cool. More vertical screen.
Yeah, both you and I are huge fans of vertical screens.
using neutral jumps, the more intended route is using the snowball to refresh your stamina when you bounce off it.
Oh, true. I forgot about that.
The music definitely gives off like B-side vibes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of B-side stuff is more lo-fi,
Mm-hmm.
but this is like to the max.
Very cool. It's like the spiders from Into the Jungle, but like horizontal. Which I
Sort
mean,
of.
like this is a base mechanic. This is in uh chapter 4.
Right. This technically doesn't have any new mechanics, but somehow it manages to be unique regardless. It
Mm-hmm.
feels unique because of the these might all be base game. I'm not sure about the background, but I know everything else I believe is just base game and combined extremely well.
Yeah, I think that background was core,
Okay.
but in
So
a
yeah,
different setting.
this is the best combination of base mechanics that we've seen so far. Because it feels unique, yet it's not actually anything outside of the original game.
Yeah,
So I love this theme. I love the music. It's memorable. It's it's fun to play. You got a reaction. This is sight readable. You can react to it. Interesting ways of getting the strawberries with refreshing jumps and jumping off the bubbles for refreshed stamina. Very good. Huge fan of this. Um, it goes an 8 for sure. Um, where at? Good question. I okay. I have a personal bias for the theme of this, more so than blast processing. But
yeah.
at the same time, when comparing it to Mossy Caverns, it feels worse. So I'm in that same situation you were in earlier,
Mm-hmm.
where it's almost like a Pokemon battle between these three, having interesting ways of like gameplay and theming being better than another one, and it's just kind of a three-way tie.
Yeah,
So if I had to say at the end though, um, I think just my personal bias for the theme of it made it more interesting than blast processing and Mossy Caverns.
okay.
I'll put it here. But this is honestly, these are almost the exact same thing. Like we're gonna give them slightly different ratings anyways because that's how we decided to do it. But I could see myself giving these the exact same thing.
Yeah. See, I'm in a similar situation of uh my blast processing I think is staying a 9 for now. Uh the question is this better than Heaven's Outer Space for me? Since it's funny because all the dashless levels are just right here.
Right,
They've
which is
all
interesting.
been really good.
Theming and creativity without dashes can go a long way.
Yeah. And this one, I think, even though Heaven's Outer Space throws a lot at you, I think this stayed more consistent. But I think Heaven's Outer Space still beats it out. I'm not sure how to put it into words on why. Um, but I think Heaven's Outer Space still the theming on top of uh, just the more varied gameplay, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Where Chill Out Mountain was very cool, very good theming, but it was a you learn the gameplay and it kind of
Yes, and
it
that's why
slightly
I'm
increases where Heaven's Outer Space teaches you what you need and then it tests you on how well you can translate that into different
yes.
scenarios.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It's a weird situation where I'm actually gonna put it below blast processing now just because even though I like the theming and vibes more of Chill Out Mountain. I mean, it's literally in the name.
Hmm.
Blast processing. I guess this is one of the first times I think where my objectivity, more than my subjectivity, is going to take over here. Um, this is just there's more. It's you're going to spend more time in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. On
But
to
so subjectively, this goes up here. But when you combine both subjectivity and objectivity, it goes here.
yeah. Yeah, there's something about how well blast processing did its puzzles. I think.
And in that sense, to further add to my copium, objectively only, it goes over here. So it's all three are different ratings, basic, and when you combine both of them, it goes straight in the middle. So there you go. There's that. That's the lore.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna watch the Rainbow Berry collect because I want to see what that looks like.
Pretty cool.
Very neat.
I like the sound it makes.
Oh, that's neat.
It's very satisfying looking.
That is.
It's like the serotonin rush.
All right, and this is beginner heart side. So this is
So these, I don't know where I'm gonna put these, to be honest, because it's a weird. It's kind of cheating.
yeah.
So I don't.
I may just
I
make
don't.
like a heart side category and just put all the heart sides in there
Yeah,
because I mean obviously it's going to take mostly like the best of each screen and you know elevate it a little bit.
right. This is Heavenly Altitudes.
Yeah. So the concept of the heart sides is basically combining a little bit from every screen or every level that you played in the lobby and putting it together into like a final challenge. So that was Electric
That was.
Stratosphere.
This is Desolate Spire.
Yeah.
I really liked this yeah right here. I was like I think I remember something like that.
Yeah. I felt like this section was really strong. This was just really fun
Yes.
platforming.
Yeah, this was good. I remember this X screen was actually fairly challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
For this level, for like a beginner level, having this long of a section of just not being able to rest is difficult.
is yeah.
Especially then going into this, which wasn't the easiest. Honestly, the best content out of
That one, yeah,
yeah. And to what was
cool
that one?
concept there.
That was Thoughtful
This one is Mossy.
Dreams.
Yeah, and this is Mossy Caverns. This is obviously Heaven's Outer Space with a sunset theme, further proving that this is the coolest thing in the freaking world.
Yeah. Continuing, this section lasted longer than I. Oh, yep. Okay.
So this suffers from not having the theming
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it does
I
lose a
like this.
little.
No, I like the sunset thing. I actually think that like it looks sick with the farewell version, like with like sunset. But
Uh-huh.
that was like way less cool than the original. There, cool little puzzle section with the just basically just chapter
I
5.
think that screen, this section actually stumped us for a bit.
Possibly.
Going into Seeker Temple. And then Blast
Probably that whole
Processing, I
part with
think,
Secret Temple.
next. Very neat, getting a ding for each platform. Singularity. Also, I think a lot of those easier levels just really needed just a little difficulty boost to elevate it.
Yeah, possibly. Just because they didn't do anything special otherwise.
Yeah. Like this is neat. The going back and forth. There's just something that the core level was slightly missing.
I like this being the last one. This is good theming.
Yeah. Going seeing the moon in the background now.
Now, granted, that means that Heaven's Outer Space could have been up here, but
That's true. And then a final custom room. Very neat.
Very cool. So there's two things we could do here. We could either, yes, make a separate tier, or we could just take the average of everything in here.
We could.
But I'm more leaning towards the extra thing.
Yeah, because if we take an average, I feel like that doesn't do justice for the levels that did get a better section.
The thing is,
and
and this is, I guess this is just my personal opinion, I think some of the levels got better and some of the levels got worse.
Yeah.
I think
most of the ones that got worse are more worse because of the theming, the loss of the full theme rather than the gameplay. I think the gameplay always stayed as strong, if not better.
Well, I don't know that I agree with that, but I just think some got better, some got worse, and it's just kind of there. Super solid lobby overall. More stuff above average than below average, which is a thumbs up.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I'm probably just gonna add an extra tier, honestly.
Okay.
Because I don't know where to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Can it not give me? Don't check spelling. Thank you.
Like if I had to, I'd probably put this as an 8, a high 8, maybe a low 9.
If I had to, I'd probably put it as a low 6.
Okay.
Personally, not a Heartsides fan.
That's fair. I love seeing previous things combined into one, as Into the Jungle proved. I really enjoyed the final chapter.
I do think that's a good thing. But the difference here is that they're in a row and not combined.
That's fair. They're combined in sections.
Yeah, I guess.
And some of them fit better than others. It does seem like they tried combining them as best they could. Obviously, combining anything with the circus level is not easy. So they started a screen with it and then switched it into Temple of the Kevins, which wasn't too bad of I mean, it could have been worse of a transition. Could have been into like Mossy Caverns.
Why is this off center? Help.
Why is it doing that? That's really weird. There it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it wasn't centering before.
Yeah, because I also won't need a 2 or a 1. I don't think. So. All right. Let me place that in there. Wait, where did I put it? Oh, okay. I deleted it and it went down there. So that's where mine goes. Obviously, we don't have anywhere else we can put it right now. So
yeah, very very cool end of the beginner segment. Are we
best beginner map goes to Heaven's Outer Space.
Yeah, for me it is Blast Processing, Heaven's Outer Space, well in the 8s, not too far behind.
Yeah, literally, I believe it's just our top 2 for both of us.
Blast Processing like a low 9, where Heaven's Outer Space I think probably is like a mid to high 8.
I'm also gonna move. I'm actually gonna make a final change. I'm actually gonna move Desolate Spire above Crystal Enigma because I just I kind of like the theming and custom mechanic a little bit more than Desolate Spire. In even though Crystal Enigma is more creative, so it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a subjective based change. But yeah, I just wanted to make that change after looking. I've been looking at it for a while, and I've just decided that the subjectivity takes over more here than the objectivity, which is probably that this is more creative. So, oh well,
Yeah,
that's what I
it's
think.
a. Which one was Space Jam Fever Dream? I'm like clicking through the.
Uh, crystals and dash blocks,
Oh,
and crystals and dream blocks.
that's right. That was the dashing through. I'm gonna
I
move Space Jam Fever Dream over Crystal Enigma because I just like the concept of the custom mechanic more than just doing more Theo stuff. Just do it having like the mid dream block
fair enough. I
dashes.
actually think I also may actually bring this above um Temple of the Kevins. The theming hurts this one in my opinion. Um and that's why I can't put it any higher, but I do think I bet you I had a lot more fun with this than I remember because this is one that's very based on playing it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I bet you I had a lot more fun with this than I remember. So I'll with you saying that I'll bring it up. So I think this is my final ranking for.
Yeah. Pretty. Yours is a bit more balanced than mine. I feel like. Um,
Um
I think I just have one
no,
more
I
in
think yours
6.
is better because it's waning down as it gets higher.
Yeah.
I think that's better.
Generally,
I think
since it fits more of like a bell curve.
yeah. So I actually think mine's technically worse, but whatever.
Um,
We'll see how it should fit a bell curve at the end.
yeah, absolutely. Well, probably like half a bell curve. I don't see the bottom looking like a bell curve.
So because your thing messed up, we can't. Yeah, we can't see exactly. I think it's
Oh,
been like 2 hours.
my OBS shows. We are at 2.5 hours.
So that's
Um,
so this has taken
that is
even
one
longer than I
lobby.
thought.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I'm down to keep going for now. I've got nothing to do.
Okay. I was gonna ask. I wasn't sure if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
no, I'm double thumbs up for keeping going. It's just funny how we were like, yeah, it's probably like an hour per lot. No, bro, it's 2.5 hours, and we
Yeah, I
just
was thinking
finished
like,
together.
oh, we could probably get through this and still like play something afterwards. Like have a map pack chosen just in case. Um. All right. Intermediate
Now,
is
this I will say,
next.
um, I
I
think
think
mine's
mine's
going to get even more unbalanced here because I do remember just by memories alone that intermediate and advanced were definitely my two favorite lobbies and that stand out more than the rest. Perfect balance of creativity and difficulty. Now, that's not to say like every single one of these is going to be 8 or higher, but I think generally mine as these next two lobbies come up are going to skew more towards the high numbers, and then when we get to the harder lobbies like expert plus,
mm-hmm.
it's going to skew more towards the low numbers again. It's going to balance back out.
Yeah, there's
If I had to
definitely
predict,
something about the level of difficulty that intermediate and advanced have where they're able to have the mechanics that make it difficult while still having it be fun and interesting, where the higher you get in the difficulties, it just feels it, it's so much more precision that you have less time to just soak in the theme of the level. And some of them, I mean, like I'm looking through, you were not a fan of Trenches of Jellies.
no, but I will say, is that expert?
Yeah, that's expert.
If I recall correctly, this is a statement I made earlier saying that there's a few things where I remember the tracks being specifically very good. I think that's my favorite track in all of this mod pack.
Okay.
I think Trenches of Jellies went absolutely insane. So that's one thing it's got going for it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that will not be ranked very highly on mine. So well,
Yeah, but then just seeing like Oh my gosh, Northern Lights, The Climb, nice doppelganger mural
Dude,
skies.
advanced. Listen, we're not there. Don't
We're not
even.
there. We're
Let's
not there.
just.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm saying, advanced lobby is about to take this thing so unbalanced. It's unreal, bro.
Um,
It's gonna look like a cliff, dude.
so strong. Yeah, intermediate still also very strong from what I
Yeah,
remember. Abandoned and Ruined is our first one here.
I remember this vividly. Never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
Chapter 3 theming with like sakura leaves
So
falling
you
down.
now have to wave dash.
Yes, Wave Dash is now a part of it.
So
Or
interesting. Kind of just an extension of the chapter 3 theming with a flooded type thing.
yeah, abandoned, some would say.
Yeah, something like that.
Very neat using like the
The water upside down.
yeah, kind of neat. It like an alternate chapter 3, which is
Yes, I
really
agree.
cool. Where are you going? Going backwards.
So this is a bit different than an alternate chapter 3.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that's okay. Wall
Yeah.
bounce right
Well,
there.
it's neat. It's like, oh, the inside was blocked, so you had to actually go outside to get into the area from a different direction,
I
which is a
guess so.
neat
Yeah, and
idea.
it's like the mountains taking it over because it's
Mm-hmm. Very neat. Like it's telling it if you've
it's
played the
telling
base
a
game,
story.
yeah, you can definitely see what it's going for. Water pouring in. Very neat.
Now this puzzle is very cool. Um, assuming there's probably a strawberry if you go around the right or
I
something
think
along that
so.
nature. Using the central room, but this time it's very well done.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously there's your star at the top of the star. Yep.
Yep.
There's your heart at the
Didn't
top of
call it a
the.
berry at least.
I think calling it a berry would have been a bit better. But okay, so this one's a bit interesting. Here's where the difficulty just naturally makes something a little bit better. So this almost reminds me of a better version of Secret Temple, where it takes an original chapter and it recreates it, but this time I feel like it recreated it in a way that there's a little bit more to it.
Yes.
Not necessarily saying it's better than chapter 3, but when in terms of just alternate, it doesn't feel like chapter 3 plus. It feels like chapter 3 B-side plus, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't whatever. It's what is it called?
Abandoned, ruined.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's not.
The abandoned and ruined theme is done well.
It's not uh, adding to chapter 3. It's changing it's flipping flipping it on its head.
Right. And so in that case, I'm going to stash it away, I believe, right below Star Jump, because I think Star Jump has a little bit better theming to it. Um, yeah, I, I'm very close on where this goes in between. It's definitely below Space Jam Fever Dream, and it's definitely above Into the Storm. But I'm kind of, other than that, I'm kind of all over the place with it. A lot of the platforming was fairly basic. It just was a little bit more difficult. Um, I'll go here. Low
Okay.
6.
I was thinking mid 6 with mine. I'm gonna put it between Temple of the Kevins and Heavenly Ascent. I think it does enough. It's definitely going off of the wording on your scale. It's definitely good. It's above average, and I think it not just has the theme, but it plays into so much more so much more to it because it's working off of info you already know. Like it's not building its own fully unique theme. It's building off what's already there in a really cool way, and I think it nails that. So that's where I would put it. I still think it's lesser than the staying off the ground type stuff.
Right.
But very cool. Next is Ancient Engine. This was a puzzle level, right? Yes, this was the one with just like a core hub room, I think.
I think I remember this. Yes. Okay. This one took us like an hour plus.
Yeah,
This.
because it's really
Okay.
neat.
I was getting tired of this by the end, but man, was it so cool.
You
And I
weave in
believe
and out of this main room a
one of
lot.
us missed a strawberry at the end, and you basically had to replay the whole level for it.
Uh
I believe that was me.
oh, was it? I couldn't remember if you had to replay it or if you could have just like, oh, yeah, you might not have gone back to the start.
Something like that. And so you needed to actually play through the whole level again because it was basically towards the end in one of the rooms where you had to have everything activated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this took us a long time, but man, is its theming cool, and the yeah, it's just the whole concept of like it being a general. They're almost there's a hub room, but there almost isn't. It's almost like they all feel connected, even though they're separate rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, like you see something and you're like, "Oh, so that's when we're over there." Sort of thing.
I can tell you, as basic as this is making it look, it's not. You This took us a very long time. And then yes, there was way more puzzles once all of the books were removed.
Mm-hmm.
Which made it even more interesting. And I believe the strawberry at the start is where that changes because the books are gone. That is when the electricity is gone. If you get rid of it, I'm not can't remember.
I think you do. Yeah, interesting because like you're revisiting this screen. You've already done this screen, but you've got to use it
Right.
to go down now, and you'll be revisiting it again because you'll have to
When the
grab
electricity
that
is
other
gone.
one. Very neat. Shows how much you can do with like the same room just by changing a small bit.
Yes. Yes. Like this is this is the first of any of them. Now, granted, I don't think I could make any of the levels like I don't even think I'm smart enough to make any of the levels at like a 7 or higher without tons of experience in level design.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like I could never in a million years imagine myself making something this impressively complex, where you revisit the same screens 3 different times and it all feels cohesive and like it's just one big open world Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Like this is just master class level design. And in my opinion, the non-linear levels of Celeste like this, while they might be tiring to play at times, are the best design you could possibly get.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a precursor. I'm kind of talking about it while we're still watching, but I mean, it saves time.
Yeah.
This is just cool.
Oh,
Okay. Well, we know what you're supposed to do, so interesting.
not sure why they
I don't
would
blame.
take that strat for a Silverberry run.
I can see it being safer. It's I like every like yeah. This just took us so long, and it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
for an intermediate lobby thing to take. And the thing is, this is the difference between some of like this is, in my opinion, basically blast processing but better
Yes.
because it's combining now thinking but with actual execution, and the theme is more custom.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I think it is. It's better, like more execution, more open feeling, and the theming is more custom.
Yeah, like blast processing was full puzzle. Like there's not execution with it where this is, you know, you have to think your way through and play your way through.
Right. Not to mention that with now, granted, I believe it's probably cheats in terms of screens, but it's still using a small number of screens. It's still probably using 7 or less, I want to say. And
Yes.
that's just like you get so much like how if I told you to make a Celeste level with 7 screens, there's no way that most people, unless they make something balls to the walls difficult, are gonna get an hour and a half of playtime out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It did
most
not
people
take us
just can't.
that long, I don't think.
No, I think it did. I really think it did. I think it took us a
But
very long
considering
time.
that was twice as long as any of the other levels that the person has done the Silverberry for.
Yeah,
Like that is incredible how much content, like you were saying.
that is Ancient Engine, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you were listening to me, which you were, and during the time we were talking, also the music's good, just nothing special, not any banger or anything, but it fits it well, and it's custom, so figured I'd mention that. I've already mentioned what I think. This is brass blast processing, extremely creative with the custom. Not even really. Well, yeah, it's technically custom because it's different colored keys, but it takes like things with Crystal Enigma only using custom colored keys, but boom, you slap on a theme, some custom music, you take the puzzle solving aspect of blast processing and you add execution to that. And then on top of all of that, with such a small amount of screens, you're revisiting them, a lot of them each 3 different times, making it like a mini Metroidvania in such a small package. This is
Mm-hmm.
absolute masterclass level design, and I am definitely I see myself giving it, and it stay. Where did I put it? Where did it go? This is
It's
anticlimactic.
red.
Um, I see myself giving this and it staying at a 10.
Okay. Um I'm stuck between a high 9 and a 10.
That's fair.
Uh
And we'll see where it's at, but I bet you it'll stay.
yeah, because it's definitely better than blast processing by leagues. It it really honestly I'll agree on the 10. Like it does so many maps do like certain parts well and then have like a weak point. I really don't see much weakness. I don't really see any particular weak point of this map. I think it just
Yeah.
does everything.
The only thing I could potentially say with separating this is if we played it back, we would remember some specific angle or specific dash that we didn't like or something like that. That's the only thing where I think it could. Because right now, talking about it, you're right. I don't see a weakness that it has in terms of level design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very cool. This is what we're talking about. Like, intermediate lobby, really, intermediate and advanced. They just bring the heat. There's just so much to love from them.
So there you go, Ancient Engine 10. Very good. I could never make that. I could never make that.
Yeah, I mean, I that's definitely a level of polish and level design that it isn't easy to meet. Next up is flooded waterways.
Oh, dude, the bangers.
This is the one I was
Yes,
thinking of.
yes, this is the
Yep.
one. I'm telling you, man. This is such a good level. You're revisiting areas, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Wow,
He's gonna skip the
cheating.
whole level. We might have to watch something else here.
Yeah.
He's gonna skip the whole level, and we're not gonna see the any of it. This is a good run. I enjoy watching this. I'm impressed this is possible, but I guess you probably have to do the jump thing.
I thought
The
it's just
corner
getting
jump.
like a just barely hitting a corner boost on it.
Yeah, getting a.
Like I don't think you get. Maybe you do get just barely high enough to kick off of it.
Yeah,
Okay,
and this part's supposed to be underwater, I think.
I think so. You're
Or
probably
maybe
supposed to be
not.
going in from the other side, maybe.
Or maybe not, actually.
Yeah, I think you're coming from the top.
No, I think this is correct. Maybe the water just goes up to the brim of the room, and then it. I do think you navigate this underwater eventually.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Regardless, I think we should get a video up of this.
Yeah, do you want to pull up, does
let me
Dadbot have one?
look.
I'll probably honestly just skip to the end of this. Because it doesn't do the level justice, seeing it like this.
Good evening, Dad Bod. Tonight episode.
Interesting, seeing some negative opinions of this in the descriptions I was reading briefly. But anyways, let me link this to you.
This. I mean, you could play it.
Okay.
I've got a scene for it.
Okay.
How's ranking? So far, we are done with the first lobby. It's going well. We're getting into some really good levels.
You missed the 10. You missed the 10.
Yeah, yeah. Here, switching over to the other scene. We've got a 10. All right.
Ancient Engine, just phenomenal. But anyways.
Very neat. I guess this screen is just skipped in the silver because the berry isn't until after. Showing off the concept that you'll be dealing with. So those sea urchins, the purple sea urchins in the background are active as walls and barriers underwater.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Turn this down a little bit. Good music, fitting, custom.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult. I will say, I think I had the most trouble out of this, out of most of the levels, and I did get a little bit frustrated, and I did hear a bit of people talking about that.
Yeah, it was interesting. I know this was one of the levels where we missed a berry and I went back for it and you were like, I'm not going back for that.
Yeah, because this was difficult enough. But
yeah.
the design-wise, I was blown away.
It just so cool.
You revisit things, and I'm just such a sucker for that. And you had said that earlier in saying it in a different manner, but this is one of the ways where in the same level, I like revisiting concepts.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to backtrack here. You've got your 2 keys. I mean, this is another basically Metroidvania level in a sense.
Yeah.
Less so than Ancient Waterways, but still. Or Ancient Engine. And here we go. We switched everything to underwater now. What an awesome theme! Like, just it's a dynamic background. Like, it's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of in different spots.
Yeah, definitely some of these screens were not as easy as it looks. There's a reason you see cuts in the video. He does not do everything perfect first try.
This is, I will say, it's some of the corners were like weird to cut and difficulty wise, but I think that just comes with intermediate difficulty. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just a skill that most people don't have and that they just need to learn, including myself. me getting frustrated as it wasn't me getting mad at the level's design, it was me getting mad at myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do come up here with water. You're right.
Yeah. So now you're basically backtracking through that hub world, the hub room with water now.
Maybe all this stuff exists solely for the Silverberry. Maybe they knew you could make it. That or you're coming back down.
I think you do come back down through this.
Not sure. There is a
Yeah.
one way. But you're definitely gonna fall. Yeah, because that's the end right there. So you've got to turn the water off now.
Yeah, because all these crystals are definitely going to be used. Oh, yeah.
Reflection. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing where I mean, it is a bit difficult looking at it and being like, okay, this was, you know, definitely harder for us back when we played it because
I'd still say it'd be pretty hard for me because it's not something you explore that often.
Yeah.
This is not a skill we've refined other than in this level.
Yeah.
So now you got a key so we can open up the other thing.
Cool. Then I believe you're. Oh, that's a berry. If I had to guess.
I remember spending a long time on this screen.
This was the tough one.
I remember it because you got it and it took me like another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hard screen, but very cool.
Yeah, I think a hard part was just understanding how the currents pushed you.
Yes, for sure.
Because it seemed like if you were moving diagonally in a current, it did seem to move you a bit faster. If I remember correctly. Nice lineup.
And now we're back in this room. Awesome revisit. From a completely different angle, too.
Yeah.
Gonna switch the water off here.
Now you're able to
and
get
make
through
our final
that.
ascent. Just to be able to make a single room work in multiple different ways is just such a skill that I feel like I could never have, and it makes playing levels so fun to remember the areas you come back to and play them in an entirely different way than they were the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice feature telling you, hey, you don't need to come back here. There's nothing. There's nothing here. So they just
not only you don't need to, you can't.
Yeah. Well, that's partially why.
And then taking this route for the berry.
Very nice.
There you are, right at the top. Nice light showing you.
And you are out.
Very cool.
Very good level. Once again, it's similar to Ancient Engine in that you're revisiting screens, you're using a lot of base mechanics with one slightly different mechanic being that you have the switcher switching the water and then the bubbles current, of course, moving a current, and then just making the most creative, well-themed, well-made level with it. And it's just exceptional level design all around. It's a concept you don't explore that often, so the difficulty makes it interesting and you're not getting everything done on the first try, but it's rewarding and fun when you do so. Honestly, this is once again, it's either a high 9 or a low 10. I'll put this at a high 9 for now, but it's an Ancient Engine, just honestly in a slightly different way. That's all it is to me. It's just Ancient Engine in a slightly different way.
Yeah. I'm I'm putting it right behind. I'm putting it at a 10. The
I
fact
actually
that
think when we initially played them, I'm gonna interrupt you. Sorry.
sure.
I think when we initially played them, I actually remember saying that I liked this the most out of anything in this lobby, but I don't know that that holds up anymore.
Mhm.
But I believe when we played them, I actually think that it would be here for me. Just looking back on it though, I think Ancient Engine is a little bit more creative. But continue.
Yeah. I agree having Ancient Engine in front. I think it did it in a better way.
I'm also gonna put it here.
I think just the fact that once I saw Mossy Caverns, I was like, there is a level better than this that's going to be way above. Like the fact that like I just saw water and I was like, there's this one really good water level. Like that just cements it in my head. Like it was memorable. It was enjoyable. It's just a really good concept. So
And
that's why.
this is Mossy Caverns, but you can use your dash and you use that. And then they weren't just like, okay, yeah, but you have a dash. They took that a step further. They said, okay, because of that, we can use water switching so that you can play Celeste and then you can just play a regular platform or water level. And then you can combine both of them at certain points. And all three of these things exist at the exact same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just amazing.
Really, really well made. I can't see. I think that's made by Busy.
Yeah.
I can't read what the
Busy.
Ancient Engine one is.
Oxidal.
Okay.
Looks like.
Busy does a lot of work in the maps, from what it seems. But let's switch over. Next, we've got Electrified Resort. Just resort music. Obviously, just
Looks like resort.
playing with the resort.
Okay, just a jellyfish challenge level. Interesting usage of different concepts. Kind of cool there.
Yeah, it's a neat thing, merging things that you just didn't get the experience of having them merged in base game. Not as interesting as
some other ones.
Yeah. But very neat nonetheless.
For sure.
Waiting for that respawn. I think I recall this having a pretty neat berry room.
The red crystals do not respawn. I was just looking at it because I saw one. I was curious, and that's what it is.
Oh,
So
okay.
there you go. It probably did have an interesting berry room. Anything with jellyfish is usually interesting at the very least. Okay, I remember this. Okay.
Yes.
This room is good. And I remember this was the hardest room in the intermediate heart side.
Because you like ended the bottom right, don't you?
I don't remember, but I just remember the version of this in the intermediate heart side was difficult. And it was easily the most difficult section of the heart side. That's all I remember.
I guess you just go right down.
Yeah, okay, you do end at the bottom.
Neat.
It's abandoned and ruined with less cohesive theming and more interesting gameplay. And that's it. And because of the wow, I just got a email notification that said League of Legends, and I immediately almost said League of Legends because of the League of Legends. Anyways, because of the gameplay being more interesting, I'm just gonna put it. The theming isn't bad enough to where, or isn't good enough in Abandoned and Ruin to carry it over this. So I'm just going to simply put, where's that? Electrified Resort. I'm just gonna simply put it above Abandoned and Ruined. I will put it above Temple of the Kevins, but that's about it. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's personally behind Abandoned and Ruined. I think I prefer the theming. I think the theming of Abandoned and Ruined puts it higher than just having more challenging gameplay. And obviously, I mean, I guess you could say that it's stronger theming. It's very literally Electrified Resort.
Yeah, I still don't think it fits very well though. It's just
Yeah.
there for the gameplay gimmicks
Mm-hmm.
to be together,
Yeah,
which
like,
I respect.
It fits what it was going for, but I don't think it fits. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Where Abandoned and
that-
Ruined, I felt like everything it tried doing made sense within the level, and
Right.
within the theming.
On that note, we're not done, but I think we need to take a small break because my parents, I believe, just got home. So I'm gonna go converse with them, make sure they know I exist, stuff like that, and then we can hop back on here in about 5 to 10 minutes, I'd say.
Okay,
And
I'll
then continue ranking until basically we're out of time.
yeah, I will put up. Oh wait, shoot, I'm still in beginner lobby. I'm sorry, everybody.
So unprofessional.
You guys have been listening to the wrong music. No one told me. Need to actually find my way back. There it is. All right. I can't remember how different the music is. Intermediate lobby. Ah, yes. All right. Got the intermediate music going. I'll get Minesweeper up.
I will be back.
All right. Ooh, great start. There we go. All right, I will also be right back. Enjoy Minesweeper. Here's the controls. Try not to die.
going on stream?
Hi.
Going on stream? Hope you're enjoying the tier list thus far. I don't really want to flood the chat with the Minesweeper, so I'm just gonna leave it. I'll give it a nice flag. E14. Just leave it there. But yeah, this has been super fun so far. I love looking back at things that are good and things that I liked. Very excited for ranking the rest of intermediate, and some of expert should be super fun. So I don't really have anything to say, chat. I've almost got 30,000 bass bucks. I don't know what to do with it. I could choose another game for Meta to speedrun, but I do so many things with him that he never has time to do anything else. I really do not want to flood chat with Minesweeper messages unless somebody else is going to play it.
All right, I am back.
What's up? I flagged D14 for you, just in case you didn't know.
Thanks. Oh.
I could have played, but I was like, I'm gonna opt not to just flood the chat with Minesweeper messages unless other people are playing it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Platos, how are you doing today? All right, let's hide those. All right. We just did flooded waterways. So let's switch.
We just did electrified resort.
Electrified resort, yes. Which means next up we have Jots and Scribbles. This was one of those unique ones.
I think I remember this.
You'll know once you see the first.
Yes. Yeah. So this reminds me of Cirque Meteorano, but with a much more interesting concept, such that it kind of takes the lack of polish looking and makes it feel less like it's not polished and more like it's a creative decision.
I was thinking the same thing. It's like
Wow.
out of place, but
Purposefully out of place rather than it feeling like it's actually unpolished.
yeah. Very strong gameplay. I feel
Fast,
like.
fun. For me, probably one of the easiest of the intermediates, if I had to guess, because it's just a lot of very things that I'm very consistent at.
From what I remember, it was definitely on the easier side. But
Theming is it feels unpolished, but this is on purpose. So therefore it's interesting, it's fun, it's fast. Base game concepts. So it can't be, you know, the top of the top.
yeah, it was labeled as a green.
Gonna make a small change here because I think it's gonna end up somewhere around here. Battle and Block Belt's gonna go under Heavenly Ascent or whatever the crap is called. I always forget. So just
Okay.
Small change there. Jots and Scribbles. It didn't introduce anything new, and that can sometimes be. And it's not super creative with its gameplay, but the theme is cool, and it's just it's cute, fun level. It's fun to execute. So I think I'm gonna put this right above Heavenly Skies, but below whatever it was called.
Electric Stratosphere.
Yes, which was
Electric Stratosphere.
I'm gonna put it above Electric Stratosphere. I'm gonna put it at the top of the 6.
Okay. I'm gonna be a bit harsher. I'm gonna put it right behind Abandoned and Ruined.
Ooh, okay.
I agree. Like, strong gameplay. The theming. It's like it feels like it's intentionally. I mean, very obviously intentionally going with like the drawn effect. I think the Abandoned and Ruined theme was strong, and strong enough to beat Jots and Scribbles out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
The more you talk about it, the more I am like maybe I move it around here. This is a long list of levels of the same quality for me.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
It could really go anywhere in here for me, but my words on it stay the same. It's more just like, okay, how fun do I think it was? And I mean, it's kind of hard to remember that.
But yeah, it looked based off seeing the video, it was faster paced, yeah, which to me tells me we probably enjoyed it.
Yeah, which is why I'm thinking it's still just this is very gameplay carried. Even though the theming's interesting as well, I think it's very gameplay carried.
It's one of the things where I'm
one of the things I don't care for, even though it fits, is the music. So I think because of that, I'm putting it here.
That's a weird thing. I think the music fits because the music seems kind of like all over the place and just not incomplete, but it feels unpolished because that's what it's going for.
Yeah.
And so I think the music fits it, but it's still out of place in some senses. So Yeah, so that's Johnson Scribbles. Next up, we have City of Tears. Okay.
I remember this. This is just like Forsaken City, but with a bit of a different theme.
Yeah.
So going with that lo-fi theme, good custom music.
Yeah, fits the rain. Definitely, I mean, it's like a
Difficulty oriented.
chapter 1 D-side light.
Yeah.
At like the difficulty of a B-side, maybe higher. I think base game B-sides are not this hard.
I'd say they're actually harder in some senses, but they don't use the wave dashes and the mechanics that you use in this.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think once you do wave
at least
dashing and
chapter
neutral jumping
1.
down, it's probably easier than the B sides.
Chapter 1 B-side isn't this hard.
I don't know.
Though it has been a while since I've done B-sides now that I think about
Maybe,
it.
yeah, it is probably a little bit harder now. I'm a big fan of climbing up, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I like the use of like this is just a big open, almost like a dome, and you just have to figure out like the right
Yeah, no,
place.
this is your climbing in old abandoned scaffolding.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
I'm gonna be honest, I think personal bias for me is gonna come in a lot here. Because I love the Forsaken City scaffolding.
mm-hmm.
Like girders or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
I
it's
like that
very
movement.
neat like trying to figure out where you're supposed to go in a lot of this.
Personal refresh the stamina challenge. Definitely very, very execution heavy. But I still think there's a slightly different theme with the rain. In the lo-fi, clearly giving it a bit of a difference from normal Forsaken City, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. This is neat, using those floating platforms.
Those sections are always fun.
Yeah.
Nice jump. I thought he was gonna have to go back down. Nice little statue on the other side. And really cool final screen. All right.
Very nice.
Personal bias coming in a lot here. Love Forsaken City and these girders, and it just being all the girders, and it just being a skill test with climbing specifically, and wall bouncing and going up, and the water usage, and the rain, with the lo-fi. I love every bit of this. It's definitely a personal bias thing, but City of Tears is definitely gonna get a high 8 for me. I think it's very basic objectively, but everything it does is just, I don't know, it's just what I look for in a custom Celeste level. Without any custom mechanics.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put it as a high 7. Very fun use of just the core platforming, but I'm struggling to put it above Chill Out Mountain. Okay. I like the platforming enough to put it as a low 8. But I think just the use of the no dash, I think those two levels were pretty strong with that. But I'm still, I'm definitely like, definitely between. I could see myself moving it above Chill Out Mountain. Just not now. I gotta let it soak in.
All right. Fair enough.
So, After that, we've got Dark Side of the Moon. Was this another silhouette? No.
Yes, this one I rem. Oh no, never mind. I'm thinking of something else then. So this is cool. Everything's dark and there's light around you. Moon theming, obviously. This makes a lot of sense. Some, I don't think you need a Jelly Vader here, but possibly. Never mind, you do. Okay, so this is where things ramp up difficulty significantly, in my opinion.
Not definitely not an easy input for a lot of people.
But once again, this is a thing similar to Flooded Waterways where it's just a skill set you have to learn.
Just this is more a base concept where Flooded Waterways is a completely original.
Well, no, Flooded Waterways is still a lot of just water navigation.
Well, I
Is...
feel like the currents
Yeah, that's
make it
true.
like
but...
a unique.
unique room. Probably took us a little bit to figure out for sure. The refresh here.
Nice. Getting some longer rooms, but I don't know what I was gonna say.
All right, cool.
I don't know if I had an end to that sentence. Very neat.
First time, yeah.
Throwing.
First time juggling jellies, which is always awesome. And then, of course, using it as a finale there is awesome.
Yeah.
This is very good jelly design, honestly. And I also think that it takes a core theme and with the darkness and the light patches adds just a little bit more.
Yeah. Really sticks to like the gameplay it wanted to use and elevating it as you go.
Quite literally as well.
Yeah. Very cool end screen.
Yeah. Once again, another very strong usage of only base game concepts to create something unique and interesting with them. I think this is one of the best examples of that, even. I like it more than it's somewhere in here. Because I actually, despite me not being a huge fan of jellies, I definitely like them more than something like Kevin's. And then, even with that bias against it, I still think there was just so many unique things it did, and it had the perfect difficulty for them. Nothing felt like an awkward angle, or at least from what I looked at. And it's something where you have to think a little bit to figure it out. So gameplay wise, it's good with that. It's got that fast pacedness, and yeah. The theming of it, with everything with that, I feel like just because it's a little bit more difficult and it takes a little bit more time to think about it, I think I would like it more than Desolate Spire, and I'll put it at the top of 7.
Okay. I was thinking very similar spot. I'm not sure if I can put it above City of Tears. And I'd also put it at a high 7. Just very strong theming. I am a fan of jellies, so it definitely is something where I kind of want to put it higher, but at the same time, I think a high 7 is really good for what it does, and the theming kind of just seals the deal for it. Like it's hard because like the thoughts are creeping in my head where it's like, really just a 7? But I'm like, no, 7's good. 7's a good score.
My current thought is, you re-mentioning City of Tears, I might actually put it above Last Processing. This is so, like, it's just such a me level. Whereas Blast Processing I'm putting high because I think it has an exceptional design. So I'm actually gonna move City of Tears up here purely out of basically bias for
Hey,
liking
that
the
works.
type of level it is. But yeah, so there you go.
That's got to play a role somewhere.
It does have to play a role somewhere.
All right, next
Okay.
up, we've got Hot and Cold Cavern, some core
Okay,
mechanics.
I was gonna say I don't remember this one too well. So let's see. Bitrate, loving this one. Luckily, it just like core, so I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
Some core platforming
Oh,
challenges.
man, it could have been so great if they didn't show core blocks. This is where the bias really comes in.
Error. Okay, this room is cool. This room is cool.
Yes.
I actually, this plays a big role in where it would have gone.
Having the core concepts, but in a vertical room, and having it sideways rather
This
than...
room was hard. I remember this room took us a while.
A lot of these were not easy to keep track of, like how high you needed
Is
it.
this the one with the Kevin block that took us an hour to figure out?
No.
No. You know what I'm talking about, though,
I
right?
think I know which
This
one you're
was
talking
very
about.
short.
That was
Maybe it has
58
some
seconds.
strawberry stuff. Maybe it has some strawberry stuff. So I think both of us are gonna have a little bit of personal bias against the core themes for this one. But the last two rooms with the flowing lava, I think we're done well. But once again, it's just core.
Yeah.
Regardless, I would say just because of the difficulty and the uniqueness of the sideways room, that it's gonna get above the Kevins for me.
Okay. I was looking
Because of the
around
difficulty,
the same
it's above
spot.
average.
Yeah. Like I'm looking at the same spot. It's definitely a 6. And I'm thinking, is it better than Temple of the Kevins? And I think it is. I think it is better than Temple of the Kevins. I think they did enough.
I'm actually gonna put it above Electrified Resort.
That's the one I was thinking. But I think jelly gameplay for me is just stronger.
Despite me liking it more, I don't know. This feels more. It doesn't feel just like core. It feels like what core can be.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it took more of the interesting concepts of core and put them in rather than the boring ones. And that's mostly because of the final two rooms.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it did core justice. It showed a good side of core.
I'll put it back below Electrified Resort because of the length.
It's a tough balancing act.
I'll put it below Electrified Resort because of the little length.
That is completely fair. That was a lot shorter than I expected. But then again, that last screen I know took us not the last screen, the up and down lava. That one definitely took us a bit. All right, next up, we've got Spirit Spire, which has a 5. No, that is an S. Never mind. Tier list maker made it look like a 5. Ooh.
Do I remember this? I don't even remember this.
I don't either.
Honest. Which is kind of crazy because it seems like it'd be something that was more memorable to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we did it because we obviously
did
have
the hard
everything.
side, yeah. Very tight corridor dream block.
Man,
level.
I don't remember this at all. I'm hoping there's like a room or something that I remember. So naturally, Spire, you're always going up, you're climbing, and it's just a general platforming challenge with a bunch of different kind of creepy looking items, or at least the theming makes them a bit more creepy, and you can see where they kind of all can fit together.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the custom ghosts in the background, which I think are kind of cool. Do a hyper, I was gonna say.
Man, I don't remember it.
No, neither do I, unfortunately. Um, it
Definitely
definitely can fall on the less memorable side, but even then, it still has a bit more of a custom theme. So, from what I'm looking at, it seems like it was genuinely enjoyable. It's just that there was nothing about it that other than the verticality and the theme, that I would say really stands out.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's uh, it really just doesn't have anything that makes it stand out from the rest.
And so I'll put it. Battle and Block Belt is a weird one. I'll put it. I'm actually gonna put it above Jots and Scribbles. It seems like it was.
I was putting it in the same spot, right above Jots and Scribbles on mine.
I'm actually gonna put it below Jots and Scribbles because I realized I like wave dashing sometimes. So
Yeah, I don't. I think the vertical style sold me enough to put it above.
it's vertical style versus birds and wave dashes.
Mm-hmm.
So close, but yeah, definitely goes there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we've got something with battling. The game.
So just a battle and challenge. I remember this being fairly difficult, and taking us a decent amount of time. I think.
I don't think it was the only like just pure battle and fight level. So you may be thinking of a different one, but I'm not sure. Interesting. I'm gonna go back here. Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
bet you that's for speed running.
Yeah, I thought it was like you could skip the section, but she breaks through it.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably the last screen.
I remember this. I remember having to wait for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. This is something that wasn't done before, so that gives it some originality points.
I think I remember that jump. I wonder if. Oh, okay. This screen I remember.
I believe I also remember this screen.
I wonder if they got more leeway with being able to have more rooms just because it was quicker paced, shorter style.
Oh, right. Possibly. Juking her out.
Pretty much just waiting for her to stop shooting. Kind of neat having a like a lift in the
Yeah.
background. Neat idea.
Yeah. This is a battle fight with wave dash mechanics and decent level design. And
Yeah.
that's about it. So, what is this called?
The game.
I will just simply put it at the top of 5.
Okay. I was thinking kind of the same area and looking at what my 5 is with Cirque at the top. I definitely say this is better than that. Yeah, it's more boss fight styled gameplay. Just fun. I like those levels. but nothing too impressive. Next up is circular platform clutter. Should be a oh, this one had some berries.
Did it? Did we choose? No, this wasn't. We still. I remember the first time we chose not to go for berries was Cycle Madness. So that's not
Mm-hmm.
this.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hey, you know exactly what level I'm talking about. So, and we're still at door skip.
I was getting this mixed up with Cycle Madness. Cycle Madness is like this, but a D side.
It's like this, but like a D side. Cycle Madness is actually insanity.
Mm-hmm. Very neat. I don't think base game doesn't have any circle moving platforms, does it?
I don't think so. Not completely sure, but good usage of rooms.
Mm-hmm. Neat. Fling off the platform there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the gameplay it has.
I was gonna say, this reminds me very much of the game in terms of that it's just another chapter 3 versus just another part of that chapter 6. But this one honestly looks like I would have had more fun with it. It just looks like with those circular platforms, it adds a little level of depth that chapter 3 never had.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally think like this gameplay looks more interesting than Abandoned and Ruined. So, what is it called? Circular platform clutter.
Is um
What is it called? Circular platform clutter.
yeah.
Okay. I will I'll slap this right above Temple of the Kevins because it just seemed like it was enjoyable.
I'm throwing mine right behind Abandoned and Ruined.
Maybe I'm incorrect in saying the game might have been more fun for me at the time. I really can't remember. So
Yeah. I think it did enough to where it felt like its own thing. Um, but I think there's something with Abandoned and Ruined that I think for like resort levels, it's still the standard from what we've seen. So it's holding strong. Next up, we've got, I just clicked without even looking. Next up, we have Stratcore Summit. Summit B-side music.
love the colors. Absolutely adore the colors.
Yeah, easy to see what you're doing. This could have been wall bounces. Guess it's fair playing safe for the Silverberry.
That was not
Yeah, this is
easy
not
to.
as safe as it could be. Doing it the intended way
Yeah,
would
I
be
don't.
safer. Oh my gosh. There you go. Using those wall boosts.
Oh yeah,
do
that
remember
was kind of cool.
Un-
That ending has nothing gameplay wise, but it's aesthetically it's kind of cool.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Do
I
kind of
like
wish
the
it was
spinner
used
color.
more.
I do like the like you could have like had like more of the level in there.
Yeah.
I do like the spinner color. This is once again just a continuate. It looks like a
More Summit.
more summit with wave dashes,
Mm-hmm.
and wall bounces. So, I mean, there's literally something called another summit, but this is almost the same thing. Out of personal bias, it seems like I would have liked it more than a lot of these. So I'm gonna put it up here at the top of good, just because I feel like I would enjoy playing it. It just seems like something I would have fun with.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it. Thought I had it. Between Circular Platform Clutter and Spirit Spire.
Okay, fair
Fun
enough.
level. Yeah, it was Summit plus. I think that's about what I'd put it at, is Summit plus. And it's weird because like I was tempted to put it at 5, but then I was like, Star Jump's at a 6, and it's better than Star Jump. And then I kept going up 1 and 1 and 1. It's like, yeah, it's better than
That's how it
these.
goes.
Um, Next up, we're looking at Overgrown City.
So theming, awesome. Forsaken City plus rain plus overgrowth is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just theming is like almost near perfect for me.
Yeah,
That red thing is a custom thing that stops you, so that's cool.
neat style of you start a platform at the beginning of the screen, and you have to race that platform.
Yep. Uses the colored platforms that move once. So using a custom mechanic, but expanding on it even more.
Mm-hmm.
But this time you can grab them like regular Forsaken City,
Oh,
and the
that
level's
is
over. But
what?
let me tell you though, that definitely didn't take us. It definitely was a shorter one, but
The
this is gonna be it's gonna be exactly like the climb for me. You know, it's I'm a sucker for this theme. The gameplay looks like it's very fun. I love the moving blocks, the traffic blocks. It's Forsaken City, but it's not Forsaken City. It's something new. It's something different.
mm-hmm.
Um, and the theming is amazing. So for me, I'm gonna put this right below City of Tears, because City of Tears is honestly just, even though it's way more simplistic and way less polished, for some reason I really like City of Tears, and that's it. That's it. That's all I got to say.
I'm gonna put this right above Dark Side of the Moon, but I'm gonna keep City of Tears above it in the 8. So I'm putting it at a 7. Uh, the it's hard looking at the length because it's one of those things where obviously if you know what you're doing with a lot of later levels, it'll go faster because most of it is like short, concise difficulty. But if you're just good, like it's no different than a regular screen. So it's hard gauging it off of that. The mechanics are just fun though.
Right.
Do I put it over City of Tears? Um, no, I think I'm keeping it where it's at.
It's definitely more polished than City of Tears, but for some reason, the weird, just completely using base mechanics and yet just feels so fun, and like you're climbing girders. It feels more like that in City of Tears, and I think that's what the difference maker is.
Yeah, for me, what the difference maker, what just popped in my head, if you mess up in Overgrown City, you've got to restart the screen. City of Tears is set up in such a way where you could probably mess up and still somehow save yourself.
Yeah.
And I do like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
And next up, we've got Sizzling Citadel. What is this one? A core theme.
Teaching you how to wall bounce. I don't remember this, but man, this kind of a sick theme.
Yeah. Hey, Whisper.
I don't remember this.
Doing pretty good. We're watching over some levels we had played back in the day and kind of rating them in a tier list. This is really cool.
Yeah, no, I really don't remember this, but man, is it really sick.
I like partially remember it, but it's not like I remember the broken dream blocks like that.
Cool music, by the way. We're barely going to hear any of it, but very well themed. And it being a citadel is just like using that. These are themes that mash up very well together.
Yeah,
because of how it's done.
Not getting game audio. Really, has that not been coming through? I thought I had it set to where that would. What do I need to change for that? I need to put that here. Let's try that. Let me go back 10 seconds. There we go. Okay, now it's coming through. Sorry about that.
Song's good.
Yeah, very cool.
Wow. Yeah, this is man, I don't remember playing it, but it's so cool.
And like as fast as they're going through the screens, it seems like there's more content than I'd expect.
Yeah. Good save. Wow. Are you gonna be able to? Okay, I didn't know if it was gonna kill you.
Very cool.
Ending. Yeah, that was cool. For me not remembering it, that was cool. It also looks like it's super fun. With dream blocks jumping out of dream blocks, reversing back.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was probably the best one that I didn't remember.
Yep. So that's gonna get I think the top of 7 for me, right above Dark Side of the Moon, but actually no, I gotta put this higher. I feel like I probably freaking love this one. I'm honestly gonna put it above Chill Out. There,
that's where I had mine.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Maybe we'll go back and play it sometime because it seems like it was super fun.
Yeah, it just the flow of the screen, like, and that could be sight readable. I think that's easily sight readable too,
or very close to.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get it within like 3 attempts.
Yeah, like it gives you just enough time, but it's still that fast pace, and the music and the feel of the map make it feel faster. Really cool. I loved watching that back. Next up. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. Next up, we've got Claustrophobia. Is this a Forbidden City? No. Oh, this was a puzzle map. That's right.
Oh my goodness, I remember this. This was such a cool map. Oh my gosh, I remember this map. I love this map.
This was really
cool. This
cool.
map is so good. Dude, classic me hating puzzles and liking puzzle maps. See, I suck at them, but that doesn't mean I don't like them.
Mm-hmm. yeah, this was really cool. Just like having to solve your way through it.
This one took us like an hour, I think.
This one was, that top section was tough.
I remember there was a thing where we're like going along the bottom the whole time, and then you have to go up in like 4 different things and you open them up. That's like the room after this or whatever.
Some really good Super Metroid puzzle hacks. I forgot to try Super Metroid hacks. There's a lot of good stuff that I've probably just never tried. Yeah, using the Kevin to push it over. And the music gives you that perfect retro feel.
Dude, I remember this room.
This was so cool.
Oh, what a cool room.
You're under just enough pressure throughout. It's just one section. There's multiple. Wow, this had a lot of content.
Yeah, it did. That's why I remember. I remember it took us a long time. I don't think you could land in this room.
Okay. Neat having it in the corner there.
I remember this room.
This one was a tougher one.
Box jumping and throwing things is just not easy.
Yeah, well, it's that plus having to still like steer yourself afterwards. That's so cool. I love things getting flung from like the dash blocks. There's 2 sections down.
I don't even know where we're at.
There's the jump crystals again.
Custom mechanic usage.
That
That's
ending
really
was
hard.
cool. Remember bonking my head on it.
So much unique stuff with carrying boxes.
Interesting.
That's a reset
Why
the
did
room there?
they?
Question mark? Okay. Not really sure.
Yeah, I don't
I remember this room. I remember this room a
Yeah.
lot because it took me a while to figure it out.
Spike management. That would have been, easier.
I probably did that.
I can tell you, I did not. I gotta bring that back up.
Nice.
They didn't do red.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta catch the ball. They just didn't catch it.
Yeah. Which is weird, they didn't even go completely up.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe they were just like, I'll do later.
Yeah.
Like that.
They're really like, alright, I understand there's a screen limit, but what if I just use one screen?
Yeah, exactly. No, that is definitely not how I did that, but that's smart.
Mm-hmm. So glad you can't miss that throw at the end.
Probably. Yeah, I remember something like this. You know, it's like super crazy. This reminds me of something that shows up later in, I believe, Advanced.
Okay, the
One
limit
of
was
us having
5. I couldn't remember. We couldn't remember if it was 5 or like a range of like 5 to 7. This room was cool. I loved this one.
Even then, I think some things kind of surpass that limit in different ways.
Yeah, I don't think strawberry rooms counted, if I recall correctly.
I don't remember. They did not do the puzzle. Well, that's, I guess, how you have to reset it.
I think you
I
struggled
remember
on
this took us forever. Okay, maybe it was just me.
I know
Yes, because this was the first time I had to Jelly Vader, I think.
Yeah, this was the first time
Or
you
one of-
actually had to, and you couldn't like cheese your way through it.
Or something like that.
Where I was like pretty confident with my jelly vadering at the time. Strawberries did not count. Okay.
Yeah, I think this might have been before my thumb strategy. So that was when I developed my thumb strategy.
What did
Putting
they
my thumb
miss?
on the down arrow key. This whole section. Maybe not.
I can't remember which one they missed.
I could have sworn they did that. Okay.
Huh. Those are all spinning. Huh? Oh, yeah, they didn't do this one. I don't think that's... Yeah. It's so hard to tell when it, you know, you played it like 2 years ago. Oh, okay, so you guess you need to go to the main
That's
section
why,
to reset.
Did we do it? Oh, there's an.
Yeah, there was a
okay.
lower key there.
Learning things that I did a year and a half ago.
Yes, so we've beaten 2 or 3 of the GM maps, and then had to take a break because of my hand, and now we're not quite up to going back into the GMs, but we're going through other mods. We had just finished Into the Jungle yesterday.
This was the section I was talking about. I remembered. So here you're going across like the whole floor, but like you have to unlock every section.
Okay.
This took me a long time. I remember that. This was hard.
So yeah, we're kind of just, since we're in the mood with the mods, we were like, oh, we should finally like go through and
We
and
talked
rank
about
the
doing
maps.
this a long time ago, so unfortunately we have to kind of rewatch through them because we don't remember. Yeah, this is cool. I like this.
It's possible we go back to GM, but depending on time frame with Strawberry Jam, if it comes out before we return, we'll probably go through Strawberry Jam stuff before returning to Spring Collab.
And it's also just in general interest.
Yeah.
This is something we had talked about a little bit earlier in the stream, but for us, in general interest started dropping off past Advanced Lobby into Expert and GM. Just wasn't as interested in the mods and more playing it for the sheer difficulty, which eventually got a little bit boring.
Yeah, like it's fun. We
It's
both
still fun, yeah.
we
but-
both like the accomplishment of beating them. But it's just so time consuming and it takes a lot of energy for us.
So I think there was an optional, yeah, there was optional keys there, which I thought was really cool. And this was kind of a cool way to end it.
Yeah. Very lengthy map.
Yeah, I mean, then again, I feel like that took us around probably the same amount of time as some like Ancient Engine and stuff like that.
Yeah. What GMs did we do? That's a good question. I can't.
We don't know. If you're
fully
wondering, it's
remember.
not these two. These two are placeholders because for some reason there's 2 easy maps that aren't in the tier list.
Yeah, so we just used the heart sides.
Yeah, so these
we have not played these, obviously.
I think we did Gem Garden.
Did I just accidentally switch those? I can't even tell. Holy crap.
I think so because I think you had new at the front.
Okay.
And I
Matter.
wanna
I know
say-
which ones are.
Error 418 because that was the one with like the dream blocks. In like
think we played Gem
a chapter
Garden.
4 background.
I think we played Gem Garden. We played Crypt of the Kevins.
Did we do Crypt of the Kevins?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And then I think we're
I don't know. I have no clue, to be honest.
we might be in Heart of the Storm, and I think we beat the Heck 90.
No, I don't think we
Did
beat
we not?
this. I don't know, man. I don't remember. They're not. I just don't remember. It's GM. That's my opinion. I just don't remember. It's kind of
Yeah.
nothing special in my opinion. But anyways.
Yeah, and then Spring Jam, Strawberry Jam, releasing semi soon. Part of me wants to say more, but I'm like, I don't know how much I can / should say, so I'm just like, I won't say anything because there's been no official announcement, but I'm on the testing team for a few of the maps, so there is some insider info. Okay, we just watched Claustrophobia.
Okay, so this is such a it's just Ancient Engine, but again and slightly different in my opinion. I feel like there's less revisiting, but there's a lot more puzzle content. For me, it's thematically less interesting with it just being like the old school bricks, but I still think that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this goes, and it does feel a little lengthy. It does feel just a little lengthy. So for me, it'll go. I think right here, below Heaven's Outer Space.
Oh, okay.
The other ones.
Yeah,
It
so
it could move below City of Tears. Not sure yet.
Mm-hmm. I put it at a mid 8. Sorry, why are my colors not sorted? I rearranged some things. I'm sorry. 10 used to be like the 2, or actually that was 1, and then I didn't feel like reorganizing all the other colors. I don't think there's a color between. Yeah, there's there. Oh no, both oranges are used. Yeah, I'm leaving it. 10's gray.
What are you doing, bro?
There we go.
What are you doing? What is this?
That one's bad. All right, fine, fine. I'll reorganize them real quick. While I explain, I I think it's better than Chill Out Mountain, better than City of Tears, but after seeing Sizzling Citadel, I think that just kind of stays above what Claustrophobia had. I think mostly just because it feels like Claustrophobia overstays its welcome a little too much.
That's what I think too.
And I think that's just that kind of pulls it down just a little bit.
Yeah, because it does feel long. I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna slap it below City
Yeah.
of Tears, and I think I'm actually gonna move City of Tears to 9 because I just
Okay.
simped through this map so hard. This could change though. This could honestly, maybe I'll keep it down here for now, and we'll see how the 9 fills out from there.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm doing by heat. I'm doing like hot, then down to here. Once it hit green, I'm like, all right, I'm reversing. I'm going down a different path, and then kind of going back towards the red.
Yeah, I believe I was just. Hold on.
Let's see. Well, I don't know if he left or something. Next up is Heavenly, though. Where do we have that? It's a yellow. You made a map for it? Yeah. What,
Yeah. Okay. That is my calling. So
Oh, okay, you've got
that means I'm gonna have to head out.
Okay.
We can continue this in another stream. Obviously, this might take 3. I don't know. We could probably do it in one more stream. We just got to make sure we're sitting down for a nice 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably stay on. I may do like a D side or something.
Okay. Yeah. Or you could do some silver berries or something. I don't know. But yeah. Thanks for having me on. I will be back. Freaking, I'm always here. Just if you met us live, I'm like here half the time. So I'll be here, and we'll be doing this again.
Yeah.
I believe this saves automatically,
I think so.
but I will
If not,
download the image regardless,
yeah.
so that I have it. But I'm pretty sure this just
Need
saves.
to log in to
So.
save. All right. If any, yeah,
Well,
we could.
when you come back to